The small city of Tallinn, Estonia might be just the perfect European city.
I love it here.
A bold statement for sure, but as we found out, this European capital is large on beauty, history, and cool bars. But more on that later. If you're new here, we're Ruth and Martin. We're back! And we're on a journey to explore and experience as much of this beautiful planet as we can. And now we're about to board a ferry to Tallinn to discover why it's one of the most storybook cities in Europe. One of the many nice things about Europe is how easy it is to travel from one country to the next. From Helsinki, it's an easy ferry ride to Estonia. With frequent ferries, Tallinn can be an easy day trip or can be an easy add-on for a few extra days.
It's a little cold up on deck right now. I think I'm gonna head back inside. And like that, we're in Tallinn.
We checked into our hotel and immediately started exploring. Walking through Tallinn's Old Town, you could easily mistake it for some Hollywood set, or land at Disney World. It's almost a too perfect preserved medieval city.
I already like this city. This is so quaint.
We've only been here for probably 20 minutes. I think this has to be one of the most storybook towns that we've ever been to. I love it here.
And of course, like any medieval town, they have an Irish pub.
This is the world's oldest public Christmas tree. So now we're getting some flurries. We'll make it even over the top, picturesque.
We could spend all afternoon just in the square, but we have a lot more of the town to explore, and we want to do that before it gets dark. But we're going to come back here at night to see this thing fully lit up, because if it's pretty now in daylight, it's going to be even more pretty at night.
Another perfect street. Whenever we are in a town or a city, we always look for a high vantage point. And walking up to the upper town called Toompea, we were hoping for a view across the old town.
Okay, I'm sure one of these cute little houses is going to come home with us.
I don't know if we have room. We can't buy another suitcase.
Let's go take a look.
What's cool is you have the old town and then all the modern buildings in the background.
So there are two of these viewpoints up here in Toompea, one that faces down onto the old town and the other that faces out to the North Sea. Both are worth coming to, and it's only a 2-minute walk from each.
What you have?
Got a little hot chocky.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Toompea is where the rich merchants used to live, so a lot of the buildings are very grand. Today, they are the location of embassies and government buildings.
So we just made it in time to come up to the city walls. They close at 4 and they're not open tomorrow or the next couple of days while we're here. So we get to walk the ancient city walls. And it's not a long stretch. In fact, it's a pretty short stretch. €5 to come on up, but glad we made it so we can get up here. Different sense of views and perspective of the city. We're in the tower. Got a fireplace to keep themselves warm. Glad we already get up here, see it, but now we're heading back out, and it's snowing even harder. Door's locked. We're trapped. Hopefully, she'll be back in 5 minutes. If not, we got some reading material and a blanket to keep us warm. This square is even more magical at night, and I gotta imagine coming here for Christmas markets is truly special. With all these little groupings of trees, the big main tree behind me, stalls set up selling all the Christmas decorations, glue vine, etc. I gotta believe it's off the charts beautiful.
It's 6 o'clock, Monday night. There's like barely anybody here.
So where are you taking me?
So I think I deserve the Best Wife in the World award because I brought Martin to the Depeche Mode bar. He's a fan of Depeche Mode. I am not a fan of Depeche Mode.
Are you saying you just can't get enough?
Right.
They even got all the drinks that are themed to the songs. Should I go for the Never Let Me Down Again, Everything Counts, or Precious?
I'm gonna get the world in my eyes.
I love that place. That was great. That was awesome. That was so much fun.
Even if you're not a Depeche Mode fan, it was pretty fun.
The drinks were good. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We're gonna go back.
Experiencing some cultural whiplash from the DM bar, we traveled back in time to a medieval restaurant for dinner.
I feel like you're back in the 1600s, 1500s. We're looking over the menu and you can do a couple things. You can go a la carte and they have all the entrees and appetizers there, or you can do the feast. And the feast includes a lot of food. And they also serve beer in massive mugs.
I swear, almost as big as my head.
If you're a vegetarian, this is probably not the place for you.
Although there is a whole vegetarian page on the back.
I stand corrected. It's like in the United States, medieval times, but without the show. Okay, so this is the oven-baked cheese, and look at that cheese pull. I don't think it existed, so.
No. It's like almost like an herby mozzarella stick.
We settled into our dinner, channeling our inner medieval self.
Medieval man eats meat off bone.
The next morning we awoke to rain, which just added to the drama of the old town. Walking through these narrow lanes was like stepping back in time.
This is how the street used to look back in, I'm assuming, around the 1800s. And now this is how it looks today.
All that snow, ice, looks like it's gonna come flying down. You don't want to be standing underneath that.
So the weather here can change pretty quickly. We've experienced everything from sun to clouds to rain to snow and then back again. So always walk around prepared with a jacket, hat, and be prepared for the temperature shifts as well as the weather shifts because it changes fast.
Tallinn is a city of contrasts, with the old town, Tumpea, creating this illusion of the 1600s. But past the Alexander Nevsky Church and down on the other side of the hill, we enter a whole new world. There is something beautifully ironic about the Shepherd Ferry exhibition at Fotografiska Tallinn. In a country that suffered under the hammer of authority, it hits the nail right on the head. The mixed media format goes beyond the streets and back again for a potent symbol of art and activism, resistance, and freedom.
Cheers.
Cheers to Tallinn. So, for some reason, Ruth did not want to go back to the Depeche Mode bar,
Don't blame it on me.
but we instead came to Puyala Brewery. They've got beers on tap, they've got Texas barbecue,
I can't think of anything better to eat right now than some Texas barbecue in Tallinn, Estonia. Like, where does that even come from? Like, who has the idea to do a Texas barbecue joint in Tallinn, Estonia?
So we didn't go for the full-on Texas barbecue platter. We did a combo Tex-Mex of a brisket crunch wrap. So we'll see how that is. So I just take a little bite of the meat and it tastes like a Taco Bell crunch wrap. Who knew?
All right, that's pretty close to Taco Bell. It's actually, the brisket is actually really nice. But it's, yeah, it reminds you of a little bit of like Taco Bell. We're back!
I too.
It's our final day in Estonia, and there were 2 historical places we wanted to visit before heading to the airport.
We are at the oldest cafe in Tallinn here, Maisamuk. And Martin got a pastry that is, I guess it's supposed to be a very famous pastry with cream, a glaskugel. And I got something that's much easier to pronounce, a cinnamon pretzel.
So this is a sugared donut or roll filled with cream, a little raspberry, and I think there's jam inside. So I'm not sure how to bite into it. Okay. Oh, I got it all on there. Sugar, sweet, not overly sweet, because I don't like overly sweet stuff.
Super simple, very cinnamony. It has some sweetness, not too sweet.
I think that's the trend, is not to be overly sweet with stuff here.
Incredible to me how much of a lack of people there are here. These are the most quaint, beautiful streets, and yet there's no one here walking it.
While we've been blown away by Tallinn's beauty, there is an ugly part that lies underneath, and it can be found under this nondescript apartment building. From 1940 to 1991, the KGB used these 18 cells to hold, interrogate, and torture prisoners.
I mean, that street level is crazy that this was here, hidden underneath, and we're 5 feet from the street. And nobody heard what was going on, or maybe they did hear and just chose to ignore it, didn't want to understand what was going on down here, is really, really scary.
I always appreciate going to places like this because I feel like they serve such a purpose so nobody ever forgets the crimes against humanity that have happened.
Ending our storybook stay in Tallinn on a downer? Whose idea was that? But it's a fitting end to a city, a country that embraces its storybook past, learns from its painful recent history, and moves forward in a colorful present and bright future. Thanks for watching, and on to the next adventure.